Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Today we are going to solve this question which says offspring formed by asexual reproduction exhibits no variation compared to those formed by sexual reproduction because option A, asexual reproduction is a lengthy process. Option B, genetic material comes from two different parents of different species. Option C, genetic material comes from one parent. Option D, more amount of DNA is involved in sexual reproduction than asexual reproduction. So let us try to understand. It says the offspring formed by asexual reproduction exhibit what? No variation compared to those formed by sexual reproduction. Because so we are asking why in case of the offspring which are produced by asexual reproduction, they do not show variation. Whereas in case of those which formed the offspring which are formed by sexual reproduction, they show variation. So what is the reason? Okay, so first let us understand. So what do you mean by asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction where one single, that is, single parent is involved. Okay? From the single parent itself, it will produce offspring. Okay? And these offsprings will be having the same genes as that of the parent. Hence, these are genetically identical, and hence these are also called as clones. Okay, so since they are genetically identical, they do not show variation. They don't show variation. Okay? So they don't show any differences in the genes because they all get the gene from the single parent. Whereas in case of sexual reproduction, it involves two parents, right? It involves two parents, that is male and the female, male and female. Now, the gametes from male and female, they fuse together to form the zygote, and this zygote will give rise to offspring. Okay? Now you can see there is combination of the genes from the male and the female, and that's why they show variation with respect to the male parent as well as with respect to the female parent. So because of the combination of the genes from male and female parent, the offspring which are producing sexual reproduction, they show variation. Whereas in case of asexual reproduction, they do not show variation because they are from single parent. So having this discussion, let us look into option. Option A says asexual reproduction is a lengthy process. So whether it is lengthy or not, it doesn't speak about variation, and hence option A is ruled out. Okay, but usually asexual reproduction is not a lengthy process. It is the sexual reproduction is a lengthy process because it includes gametogenesis, fusion of gametes, etc., etc. Okay, so option B says genetic material comes from two different parents of different species. So they are asking about asexual reproduction. So that shows no variation. Hence, here there is no involvement of two parents. Okay, involvement of two parents are there in case of sexual reproduction. So option B is better. Option C says genetic material comes from one parent. Yes, this is the correct answer. So as I said, asexual reproduction occurs from single parent. So genetic material also comes from single parent. That's why they're called as genetically identical organisms. So that is the correct answer. Let us look into the option D. Option D says more amount of DNA is involved in sexual reproduction than asexual reproduction. So nothing like that. Even though it is from single parent, the cells are diploid only. Even here, though the gametes are haploid, but the ultimate zygote is again diploid only. So it doesn't speak about the amount, the variation in the amount of genetic material. Both the cases, two sets of the chromosome itself, depending upon the parents. Yes, so option B is also wrong. So the correct answer is genetic material comes from only one parent, and that is why the organisms which are producing asexual reproduction, they do not show variation. So let us conclude. The answer is option C. I hope you understood the explanation. Thank you, everyone.